Zimratia Vayhi Lishua Uzi Vizimratia Vayhi Lishua.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. What a large and energetic crew we have here today. And you are in for a very special treat as Sammy and Lauren are called to the Torah as Benot Mitzvah. They will lead us in their worship. They will chant from Torah and from Haftorah. They will become teachers this morning, and we will learn together. So please sit back and relax and get ready for a very inspirational morning. In order to be able to follow along with our service, and even if you are unfamiliar with our traditions, you can still follow along by having a prayer book called the Mishkan Tefillah, so please look for the books with the gold flame on the front. And if there are not enough for everyone, please get to know your neighbor and you can share a bit. And that would be wonderful. Now, the very first thing that's going to occur is that we are going to enwrap the girls in a talit or a prayer shawl. It physically marks them as benot or bat mitzvah. What makes it so significant is not only the beauty of the shawl itself, but the four corners, which represent the four corners of the Jewish world, which will enwrap them. And on each corner are strings known as tzitzit. They're longer than all the other strings. They are knotted to represent the 613 commandments in the Torah, all of which Sammy and Lauren will soon be expected to memorize. You can see the surprise and delight. Well, it is wonderful that each has a very special talit, one that they made themselves, which Lauren made, and also one that was picked out very specially, and with a handmade bag by her mom that is absolutely exquisite. So, Merrill, I want you to be sure to bring it up for show and tell, because it is beautiful. So I'm going to invite the girls to take their places. I'm going to invite their parents to come forward with each special talit and to enwrap them each. And you can put it around them. And together, the girls are going to recite their blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu, lehit atev, b'tzitzit. Amen. And we thank God for the privilege of allowing us to enwrap ourselves in the talit. Well, give everyone a hug. You'll see them soon.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to our Shabbat service at Temple Har Shalom. A special welcome to all those joining us over our live webcast. In preparation for our service, please take note that the sanctuary is an electronic-free space, and we request that you turn your cell phones to the off position. I have worked long and hard to reach this day, and I am grateful for your presence. I hope that you will be attentive, considerate, and will fully participate in our worship.
Like the generations before me, I have prepared to take my place as a bat mitzvah. Today I participate in my first adult Jewish life cycle event. I am now committed to the mitzvot and the teachings of our tradition. I pray that I may always understand my responsibility as a Jew to show love to my family, kindness to the world around me, and maintain a connection with my people and her land of Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechiyanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Praised are you, Adonai our God, creator of the world, who gives us life, sustains us, and enables us to reach this time.
Amen. Our service continues with the chanting of Ma Tovu, page 290 in your prayer books.
Ma tovu ahalecha Yaakov bishkinutecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ahalecha Yaakov bishkinutecha Yisrael.
We are on page 293 for our morning blessings. As Lauren leads us, it is traditional after each blessing to answer her with an Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lasech bivina lechapin ben yom uvein laila.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kifufim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, rokah haaretz al hamayim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gaver.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanotin layayif koach.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hama'avir sheina me'enai usama me'afapai.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tselem Elohim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani bat hurin.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael bigvura.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishar mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'asok b'divrei Torah.
Amen.
Adonai our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us and to the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah, to our people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamlomed Torah lamo Yisrael.
Amen. How beautiful. We continue with our service now as we turn in our prayer books to the Chatzi Kaddish, and I would ask you all to rise, please.
Page 312.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא תברך ירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחי ייחודו ימיכון, ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב, בימרו אמן. יהי שמי רבא מבורך, לעולם ולעולם ביומיה, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהלל, שמי דקדושה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושביחי תביא נחמה ata da'amiro bi'alma bi'meru. Amen.
Page 313, the Baruch Hu. We remain standing through the Shema.
Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. Baruch hu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai hamivorach li'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamivorach li'olam va'ed.
Page 317, we continue responsively.
O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land and every age, your children have imagined you and have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity.
We give thanks to the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Carefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel, and joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life we would turn to you and find purpose.
May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds, and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher b'amo Yisrael le'ahava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivud Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
And you may all be seated. Page 319.
ואהבת אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לפניך ודיברתם בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאו על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 321.
Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of the land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Mi chamocha b'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nidor b'kodesh, norat hilot hosefella, norat hilot hosefella. Shira chadasha shivchu geulim, l'shimcha al sfat hayam, yachad kulam hodu, hodu v'yimnichu v'yamru, ya papa bim bim bam, ya papa bim bam, ya papa bim bim bam, ya papa bim bam, ay 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 ay, ya papa bim bam, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed.
We are on page 323. I'd ask you to rise, please, for tefillah.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi agitehi latecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hagadol Hagibor v'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahut, u'mevin geula livnei v'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, בלכל זעיר מושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיים על כל הצרה והושיע, מוריד הטוב, מכלכל חיים בחסד. מחיילי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלי ורפא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו בשלי עפר, מחבוכיו בעל גבורות, ומיתו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, בחיי הכל.
We remain standing. We are on page 326.
יקדיש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמעתי שמעו בשמרום, כגלתו ליד ליך, וכרזל זבי אמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו אדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכינו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו נהנה כל חיים. עיני אדוני אלוהיך, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי החזירו לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודלגית כהן לך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נהדיש, ושבחך לא ירד מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the Holy One. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
And you may all be seated.
We continue on the top of page 330.
Ritzi Adonai Eloheinu, B'amecha Yisrael u'tfilatem, B'ahava tikabel u'tiratzon tamid, Avodat Yisrael Amecha, Baruch atah שאותך לבדך ביראה נעבוד.
We continue on page 331 with our prayer of thanksgiving.
Modim anachnu la sha'ata hu Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imatenu le'olam va'ed. Zor hayenu magen yishenu atahu ledor v'dor. Nodeh lecha unsaper tehilatecha al hayenu hamsarim biyadecha ve'al nishmatenu hapkudot lach. Ve'al nisecha shebachol yom imanu ve'al niflotecha v'tzavotecha shebachol erev vavoker v'tzohoraim hatov ki lo halu rachamecha v'chamrachem ki lo tamu hasadecha me'olam kibinu lach. Ve'al kulam yitbarak v'yit ramam shimcha malkinu tamil le'olam va'ed. V'chol chahayom yoducha selah v'halalu et shimcha be'emet ha'el yeshuatenu ve'ezratenu selach Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ucha na'eh l'chudot.
Amen. Please join me in Sim Shalom, the top of page 334.
Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova uveracha. Ya hay day, 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 ya la 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 day, 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 ya la 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 day, 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 day. Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova uveracha.
Please join me as we read together on page 336. We sit in community, elbow to elbow, eye to eye, so close perhaps we brush against each other as we move in prayer. Ears filled with the voices of friends, teachers, and fellow travelers who pray with us from the next seat, from across the room. We come to silence, rhythm of words, shared melody, hushed. Connected first, one to all, we now let go, to be alone with the Holy One, to speak in mind and heart and soul, but not with lips. The prayers we weave together cannot replace that private conversation. God, our partner, awaits us, one by one, a miracle. And indeed, each and every time we come together in prayer, following the words of our Siddur, the prayer book, there is always a moment for us to pause for what is known as silent and private meditation. It is not the opportunity for us to engage in conversation with each other. Rather, it is a time for us to have a silent conversation with ourselves. The reason being that the Siddur is really an instruction book. And when we pause for silent prayer, well, it's for us to gain understanding in how we can best put these words into action. If you need to see the result of what it is to learn your words, to follow along with the prayers, and then to put them into action, you need only look at the two young women sitting on the bima today. It was not so long ago that as toddlers, they made their way around this building and this congregation. And slowly but surely, they came to understand what surrounded them, the people that were important to them, and the traditions and culture that enveloped them. They not only read the words today, but they live them. And that's the most important part of silent prayer. We don't read for the sake of just showing our expertise. We read for the sake of helping the world become a better place. So when we just read the Modim about how to give thanks, well, all of us could use a lesson in gratitude in the world in which we live. When we heard the chant of the V'ahavta, how we are to love God, but also each other, it's a reminder not of how beautifully we chant, but rather how important it is that we respect each other and give gratitude for the fellow human beings that we share this world with. And so as we pause for a few moments of silent prayer, let us hope that both of these wonderful young women, Sammy and Lauren, will continue not only to instruct, but to inspire.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. We will know that you are one.
I'm sure you realize how difficult it is for the girls to sit on the bima today and see all of their many, many friends that have come from far and wide and not be able to say hello and give them a hi and a hug. Well, this is the time they're going to be able to do that. But they're going to do it with a Torah in their hands. And that's because the reason they are here today is to accept upon themselves the responsibility of not only what they have learned up to this point, but the importance of saying, I am part of something greater than myself, and its teachings come from the sacred scroll which I am about to accept. As my parents, as my siblings, brothers, and sister did it before them, so they are going to do it now. So I'd ask you all, please, to turn in your prayer books to page 364. I'm going to ask Sammy and Lauren to take their place on the bima. I'm going to invite forward parents and grandparents, so that we can pass the Torah generation to generation. And to open the Ark doors, it's a pleasure to welcome Lauren's aunt, uncle, and cousins, Michelle, Tommy, Alex, and Samantha. Would you rise, please? You may all be seated. Well, once again, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. It's a pleasure to welcome you all here. And I know that we are enjoying a very meaningful morning as Samantha and Lauren are leading us in worship. But even they deserve to be able to take a deep breath to appreciate the many, many people, friends and family and extended family who have come to share in this day. It also gives a chance for Rhonda and Merrill to look outside and see the sun shining, which is something they have been praying for quite some time. And it also gives us a chance to fulfill a very important mitzvah, and that is to talk about the Torah portion, which the girls are about to chant from. They will teach their own lessons, but we too need to discuss the portion in order to educate ourselves a bit, to better appreciate the sacred words that they will be chanting. Well, in truth, there is no part more central to the Torah and our people than the portion we are reading today. And that's because it is the exact center of the Torah. It happens only literally twice a year, once in the regular cycle, as we make our way all the way from the book of Bereshit, the book of Genesis, through the 5 books, ending with the book of Devarim, or Deuteronomy. In the natural cycle, as we are today, we find ourselves in the middle of the Torah, in the very middle column, in the central story of the 3rd book, the book of Leviticus, and a portion known as Kiddushim. You're going to hear much more about it, but Kiddushim is a Hebrew word which means holiness. But not holiness in the sense that anyone is more godlike than anyone else. Because truthfully, within our faith and traditions, we are all equal. What sets us apart is not how religious one is, but what a good person they are. And you become the best person, creating the best world we could live in by following the words of Torah. You're going to learn much of what is written in these portions from the girls themselves. But in searching for a message for both Lauren and Sammy to take with them today, it was rather very clear to me that it was one particular verse from this portion that speaks to both of them. And that is a verse that neither one of them is actually talking about. It's the verse that mentions that you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Now, indeed, it doesn't literally mean that we should have a love for all people. That is impossible. And the word love within the Torah does not mean the way we use love in the English language. Instead, it means you need to have a deep respect and honor and realize that all people have the same exact rights as each of us have. No human being is better or worse. No human being is deserving of greater blessings than anyone else. Just most of us, especially sitting here, have better luck. And indeed, each of you are very, very fortunate. Coming from the families that have set incredible examples for you, being part of a community that has watched you grow up, but more importantly, having the 2 of you literally embrace each other and share this day as if you really do not only like each other, but love each other. I say that because Lauren and Sammy did not plan to be together, but sometimes life has a way of working out that elevates us, excites us, and gives us a partner. And indeed, the 2 of you who are so incredibly well matched in your personalities, in your capabilities, in your chanting voices, and in what we would just call your gutta neshamas, your good hearts and souls, I would say it's a match made in heaven. And indeed, one could say it was a match made by the calendar. But no, I think there was a higher power at work, because these 2 young women have literally embraced each other, have enjoyed each other, and not only them, but they have allowed their families to share in this day as well. Always thinking that maybe it would be best if the attention was only showed on one. You've doubled our pleasure today, and for that, we are very, very grateful. So I hope that everyone here will take the example of what Lauren and Sammy have done. While they were not the best of friends before this process began, they learned to grow closer and closer in appreciation of what each was doing, how they were learning, The fact that they were following siblings. Lauren was following two older brothers who stood on this bima. And Sammy, you followed one who chose to have a bat mitzvah not on Mount Horeb, but on Mount Masada. So just a little different. And each of you brings your uniqueness, your joy, and our pleasure at watching you embrace a faith and a belief system that we know will help you create a beautiful world for everyone. So let's read from these treasured words.
If you'd like to follow along in this morning's Torah portion, you can do so by turning to page 894 in your Chumashim, the other large blue book, either under your seats in the front row or in front of you in the pews, that says the Torah. Page 894.
And before Samantha chants from the Torah, there are going to be those who bless the Torah. And for the first Aliyah, it's a pleasure to welcome forward her brothers, Jonathan and Jeremy.
Baruch Hu